probably still would win that game one. And
All right.
I don't have any way to burn you.
I got my man Chase here with the War Crimes.
War Crimes.
Let us begin.
It is very War Crimes. So the best War Crimes card is a Mono Watto. For people that remember Draco, this was a menace. It says neither player can activate monster effects except for spirits, and who plays spirit monsters? So no monsters. This is the best card, honestly, for me against tier. You summon it and they can't shuffle your cards back. So that's really, really nice.
No shuffle back.
So just 2 of those. I want to bump that to 3. Upstart, no more monsters, by the way.
Oh Lord.
1 Upstart Goblin, 1
Reno Mac
piece, and 1 Card of Demise.
Free draws.
You can't play 3 of this, so you play these. I will note, I got this list from I believe it was an OCG list. Yeah, it was an OCG list that like got
now
3rd
it's
at
in
the
the
tournament.
TCG.
Well, yeah. So now here you go. There's that. For more draw, we got 2 Potted Desires. I don't care about banishing my deck because I play so many good cards in it. And then 3 Duality to search my deck, and a Terraforming to find the best card. One of my Runic Fountains. This deck is kind of weird, or not kind of weird. It's great. You don't actually want to search this with Hugin. You want to just find it naturally. Summoning Hugin is always a huge risk. If it gets negated, you're out 2 cards. The one you used to get her, and then the one you discarded. So I rarely ever summon Hugin to search this. I only ever summon Hugin to like stop Twin Twisters or
I was watching a video. Every time he would try to out your back row, you would summon Hugin and go, and he's like,
Hugin's great. So then on to the quick play spells. 3 tip. I guess I'll do them like this. 3 tip, 3 freezing, 3 flashing fire, 3 destruction, 3 slumber. Honestly, one of the best ones behind tip.
when you flipped this on him, was it game 2 when he was trying to attack? He was like, yes, it's over.
It's just over. 1 golden droplet and 1 smiting storm. I like this because when your opponent has very few cards, you can just tell them how many to banish. This one, I actually ended up activating the +1 effect a lot, especially post game 1 when I had judgments in my deck, because I didn't care what they had. I just wanted them to mill faster. Which halfway through the regional that I played at, I realized I needed to start doing that more. It's just like frivolously, once I set up and you're safe, you can just start frivolously having them banish and draw more cards. And it's as long as you hold at least some resource to keep you alive, you're good to just shotgun everything. So at least that's what I found. That's all the spells. And then some of the best trap cards in the game. 3 Skill Drain, 3 Rivalry of the Warlords, and 3 There Can Only Be One. These 2 cards, funny enough, are like Kaiser Coliseum at home. So you activate both of these and your opponent can only control 1 monster. That's face up. So I like that.
That's sick.
This was actually the weakest trap in the deck. I thought about Gozen. Gozen seems interesting, but then I was like, oh, if you have both of these, Gozen's just super overkill. Most of the time when I had both of these, this didn't matter. Or if I had like this, it didn't matter. So any combination of these cards is like, your opponent cannot play it. Plus Hugin protects everything, so. That was the main deck, it was 40.
Clean 40.
Yeah, we'll go to the extra deck, which I basically ripped straight from that other profile. So 1 Daigusto Emerald. It helps clear your extra deck zone of Gary. So what happened is a lot of times whenever I would summon Gary, my opponent would just choose not to attack it, which is bad for you because you want your extra deck open for Hugin. So you can summon Daigusto, or not Daigusto Emerald. You can normal summon a Mono Watto and make this with them. Then if you have extra deck cards in there, you shuffle them back, draw 1. It's just +1. I didn't make it. I almost made it, but I didn't. This I didn't make. It's good against birds.
Bird hate.
Yeah, bird hate. This same thing as Daigusto Emerald, but this one pops cards. I did summon this once, and it won me the game because I couldn't out like a card that was going to gain advantage over a few turns. So I just killed it, and it worked out. This was for Ibli. Didn't see it.
Not yet.
Yeah, not yet. Maybe in the future. 3 of each of the Runic boys, and then 2 of the new one. I summoned all of these monsters. I summoned this the least because of that thing where they wouldn't attack it and they wouldn't go away.
So just sit there.
This one I chump block with a lot because it mills 2, and by some weird happenstance, if you have a spell engraved, you can add it back. That never happened. So there's that. This one underrated because during one of my last matches, I ended up going to 400 life because I couldn't draw a spell, and I had him under rivalry Tikaboo, so he only had a 1500 monster guy, and he was just poking me with it. I finally summoned this. I ended the game with like 10,000 life from 400, so that was funny.
He said, "Oh, you can't kill this monster." That's
Yeah.
pretty unfortunate.
All right, side deck. There was only one thing I would change, or a few things I would change. This should be in my main deck. This card is really good. Time sucks. Time sucks. I would only play one of this. You only need 27 cards in the banish zone to kill them with this, so that's cool. But I would only play 1 and 2 because this card you're bound to see. You saw all the drawing stuff in my deck.
So you're bound to just dig it out like Dark World, just dig into it.
Yeah. This underperformed the ball. The reason you can't play Lava Golem is because you play Duality. If you find Lava Golem off Duality, you kind of cry. This gets way better with Kashtira, so
Yeah, they always literally
I'm
have
going to
three
leave it in
monsters.
here because Kashtira is kind of broken. Also, Kashtira is a good matchup because you're going to lock your monster zones, not your spawn trap card zones. You're like, neat, I played 2 monsters.
And they summon up top.
Yeah, and they summon up
Number
top.
1.
Judgment, really, really good going first. Makes you feel super safe. Allure, the only time I could ever see myself siding this card in is against Runic,
Wait, what?
the mirror.
Oh,
Because this
Lord.
card wins you the mirror, because it's all quick play spells, so they mill themselves whenever they activate cards.
That's fair.
That's it. I didn't see
You
another
mill
Runic
me, I
deck.
mill you, we mill together.
Yeah, I didn't see another Runic deck, so I didn't side it in. And this card, kind of one card OTK against Tier. There were a lot of times where I activated this and set Judgment. It was like, I don't think you can win anymore. If they heartbeats this, you're like, cool, Judgment. And you're like,
We'll go next game.
yeah, we'll go next game. I ended up, there was one game where I ended up summoning Munin against Tier to play around Heartbeat specifically and lost because he goes, Harpy's Feathers Duster. And I was like, oh, okay, I just
Pretty
lose.
good.
Neat. So that was the deck. Runic War Crimes. If you want friends, don't play this deck.
That's so true.
You won't make many friends playing it. I just played it for my local and the regional because I don't like this format.
Because it hates us all.
Yeah, I hate them all. No.
And I unfriended him on Facebook. He's not on my friends list no more.
Oh, Johnny unfair. That's terrible.
I only played it because this format is boring and bleh and
He said, I want to
screw all the tier players.
Aren't you a tier player?
What, me? I'm reformed. I
reformed.
played it for like 3 weeks. And I was like, oh, this deck is really, really broken.
All right, thank you for
Yeah.
the video.